My name is Tyrone Williams. I am late to my shift, but it is not my normal shift. I am employed by the Syndicate High Command to steal the captain's nuke disc and steal his jetpack and get out without being caught. I started the shift in a fairly normal way. I just blended in with science, I did my job a little bit of unhinged science, but science wouldn't be science without being at least a little unhinged, of course. Long story short, not really much happens for 20 minutes. We look for an anomaly. We don't find it, nothing unusual. And then I see on the radio a report that there's a man with a fire axe in science. So I said, okay, I'll go back. Maybe I can either make a syndicate friend or get syndicate equipment. Something like that was going through my head. I didn't have a solid plan, but it was more so curiosity. Anyways, I go back to science, and what I didn't expect to find was 3 scientists talking to a guy with a fire axe with a holocarp biting a window, and people deciding on how they were going to kill it and what was up with the fire axe. I didn't notice the nitrous oxide container in the corner. That was my big blunder. But anyways, they decide to open the door to fight the carp. It's biting right now. Holy fuck! And we all fall asleep, and yeah, we died, one by one, getting chewed apart by a carp. A good 5 to 8 minutes pass, which is bad because the rotting timer starts, and the first person, long story short, actually ended up rotting, and the only reason why I didn't rot was because I died last, which gave me an extra 2 or so minutes, because of how long it took the carp to chew everyone apart. I get revived, and I go back to just doing my job. I didn't want to raise any suspicion. And it was just a bad science day. I could not find the anomalies for the life of me. I wandered the station for what felt like hours, but it was only about 30-40 minutes. I decided, okay, maybe I should just finally just go for a plan. I buy a hypopen, a bottle of Nocturne. I buy no slips at a separate event, and ultimately I end up buying a stealth box. I've never used a stealth box before. I've only seen it used, and I thought this would be kind of funny. So I buy the stealth box, and I just go outside of the bridge and wait. And I waited a long time until the head of security shows up. And he runs through the doors and instantly closes it behind him, which, damn it, stops my plan. I wait another good 20 minutes, maybe 15, and the captain shows up, and I'm like, yes, this is it. And he opens both doors, and I sprint right through. And to my surprise, he goes to his bedroom, and I'm like, oh shit, well, I don't want to lose my stealth element, but I need to follow him. So I just full sprinted, which oddly didn't give up the stealth box, which I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't aware of the mechanics. I pop out, and I was gonna type something, but I realized I might not be smart, so I hypopenned him first, and yeah, he's asleep. Due to how Nocturne works, I put him to sleep, cuffed him with some makeshift cuffs I made earlier. I threw him in bed, I took the things I needed, I took his ID, I took his disc, I took the jetpack, I took his headset, but I left him my old one on purpose, and I unpurposely left him an ID. And the reason I did this was because, I don't know, I could have played for the win, but I thought it would have been more funny to basically just kidnap the captain. I put him to bed, I closed the curtains, and I'm like, alright, well, I'm already going for kind of a joke. Let's just stealth box out of here. And this is where I had my first problem, because I didn't realize a stealth box doesn't use your access, it uses the box's access, so that means I couldn't open the door without getting out, as far as I was aware. I didn't really have time to figure it out, so I had to get out of the box to open the door, and that was really awkward. So I basically just sat in the airlock, and people looked at me, but I guess they just didn't notice or didn't want to say anything. And another good few minutes passes, and the captain wakes up, which is... I'm like, alright, this is funny. I kind of wanted to see the captain wake up. He walks around confused, which, to be fair, I'd be confused too. And he basically says, yeah, I got my stuff stolen. The head of security shows up, and he's like, yeah, I got my disc stolen. They walk into the airlock. He opens the box. I run. and he chases me down and mag dumps me, which, I mean, fair play. I had the disc. I was sort of hoping for a different outcome if I got caught. I was hoping that, like, maybe I could have at least, like, talked about it or gotten arrested. Because, I mean, I didn't hurt anyone on purpose, but yet again, I did just steal the station's nuclear disk, and I stole all access, so, it kind of made me a problem. But, anyway, I have no issue with the way that ended. I thought it was funny, and, I think the fun part is, I probably permanently scarred that captain from ever going into his bedroom again, so it was a fun round.